Most people remember Robert Urich as the rugged, charming, tough guy from shows like Spencer for Hire, Vega, and SWAT. On screen, he radiated strength, control, and quiet confidence. He was the kind of hero audiences trusted. But off-screen, Robert's real life told a much heavier story. Behind the cameras, he was fighting battles far more brutal than any script could write. And through it all, he was never alone. His wife, actress Heather Menzies, stood by him with unwavering devotion. What followed, though, was a heartbreaking journey that tested them both in ways Hollywood glamour could never hide. Robert Urich's story didn't begin under studio lights. It started in Toronto, Ohio, a small town far removed from fame. Raised in a Byzantine Catholic household with Rusin and Slovak roots, he was an all-American kid, athletic, disciplined, and quietly ambitious. A football scholarship took him to Florida State University, where he crossed paths with a young Burt Reynolds. Though football brought him there, Robert's true passion was communication. He earned degrees in radio, television, and broadcast management, setting his sights on a future that went beyond the field. Before fame arrived, he struggled like many dreamers. He worked in television sales, tried his hand as a weatherman, even took voice lessons, all while hustling for acting roles on the side. That hustle got him fired, but it also pushed him closer to the path he was meant to follow. In the early 1970s, Robert finally broke into television. From guest roles to steady work, his career gained momentum fast. He wasn't flashy or scandal-driven. He was dependable, grounded, and relatable. America welcomed him into their living rooms. His rise accelerated with SWAT and later exploded with Vega, where he transformed himself physically, gaining muscle and presence to embody the hard-edged private investigator Dan Tana. The show earned him Golden Globe nominations and cemented his status as a TV leading man. When Spencer for Hire arrived, Robert delivered a performance filled with grit and heart, making the character unforgettable and extending its life through TV movies long after the series ended. Yet, while his career thrived, life delivered a devastating blow. In 1996, Robert was diagnosed with synovial sarcoma, a rare and aggressive cancer. Instead of retreating, he faced it head-on. He continued working, speaking publicly about his illness, and turning his pain into purpose. Alongside Heather, they became a fierce advocate for cancer research and awareness. They established funds, donated winnings, and used their platform to give hope to others. Even when a studio canceled his show without discussion after learning of his diagnosis, Robert refused to go quietly, standing up for himself with the same resolve audiences admired on screen. By 1998, he was declared cancer-free, a victory that felt hard-earned. But cancer has a cruel memory. It returned. Still, Robert remained optimistic, working, loving his family, and holding on to hope until the very end. On April 16, 2002, he passed away at just 55 years old, surrounded by Heather and their children. His death left a quiet ache across Hollywood, not because of scandal, but because of loss. Heather carried on his legacy. A former child star remembered from The Sound of Music, she dedicated her life to the foundation they built together. Even after surviving ovarian cancer herself, she continued the fight. In 2017, she was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer and passed away weeks later, closing a chapter defined by courage, love, and service. Robert Urich's legacy isn't just found in reruns or awards. It lives in the lives he touched, the causes he championed, and the dignity with which he faced his greatest battle. This is the kind of story we tell at Hollywood Unseen, where the truth behind the fame matters more than the spotlight. If stories like this move you, make sure to subscribe to Hollywood Unseen, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update, and stay with us as we uncover the untold lives behind Hollywood's most familiar faces.